Welcome to battle number 6 of week number 8 of the FnF Victory Road Draft League Season 2. This battle is going to be featuring Noob Scrub's team, which is Patch 3.0 Ivysaurs, versus Sir Roland's team, which is Waterfront Woods. This is going to be an interesting battle. These two trainers have battled each other in Season 1 of Victory Road, and it was a very close match, so this is probably going to be a pretty fun one. Before we begin, the Mega Pokemon available in this battle are Mega Venusaur and Mega Absol respectively. And then we also have some Z Pokemon, none on Noob Scrub's team, but we do have Victini with Z Any privilege on Sir Roland's team. With Z Any, Victini can utilize Celebrate if it so desires, which makes it very, very threatening. In that scenario, Quagsire could actually be a threat because it ignores all of those stat boosts, but Victini, I do believe, has access to Energy Ball. So it's a toss-up. Quagsire can wall quite a few things, but it does have to be wary of that grass coverage. So Quagsire does look like it could be a good Pokemon in this matchup. Definitely Celesteela looks like it could be good as well. Staraptor is going to be a big threat, so Celesteela will be useful in switching into Staraptor. Chandelure, especially if it's Scarfed, can be good with Flash Fire. It could come in on Victini and fire off some strong Shadow Balls or Flamethrowers. Nothing really wants to get hit by Flamethrower on this team except Victini, but Victini doesn't want to stay in versus Chandelure. So this looks like a solid team from Noob Scrub. Also a solid team from Sir Roland. A lot of his Pokemon are pretty fast. We have Frostlass, we have Mega Absol, we have Staraptor, and we have Victini all being pretty fast. There's a lot of strong wall breakers on this team too. Pretty much every Pokemon on his team can hit really hard, except maybe Frostlass. But if Frostlass sets up some spikes and maybe does a little bit of its Frostlass disruption, it could set favorable conditions for the rest of those 5 Pokemon. Noob Scrub does have quite a few walls, but there are some good type advantages in this team for Sir Roland. Torterra is looking very nice versus Quagsire, Hippowdon. Even Chandelure doesn't want to come in on an Earthquake. And of course Luxray is looking pretty nice. Its Guts Facade will hit really hard, as well as Wild Charge, so this is going to be a pretty explosive battle. I do think that this is going to be one of those cases of the Unstoppable Force versus the Immovable Object. Noob Scrub does have a little bit of offense. Sir Roland looks like he's on the full offensive in this one, so let's see how this all plays out. An interesting comment before we start, Sir Roland was saying that he was kind of sad that Noob Scrub didn't bring Blissey, so maybe he had a trick up his sleeve to deal with Blissey. Blissey is rather passive, and he does have a lot of physical attackers, so Blissey would have been pretty easy for him to take down in this matchup. So I'm wondering if maybe he has a setup move. He's looking for a passive Pokemon to set up on, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and begin. In terms of leads, Frostlass is one of the obvious leads for me for Sir Roland. Victini could also be a good lead using U-Turn to build momentum. Also has Trick. And then on Noob Scrub's team, we have Hippowdon. Actually, Absol's going to be the one to come in. 17 A&M LSU game, the Absol versus Hippowdon. Hippowdon's not going to want to set up Stealth Rock versus Absol because of that Magic Bounce. And Detect is going to allow Absol to scout out a move. The Whirlwind is going to be bounced off that Magic Bounce, but Stoutland is actually a pretty good switch-in this matchup, being able to outspeed in the sand and deal massive damage. Nothing wants to switch into Stoutland's return. Noob Scrub commenting that pretty much worked in his favor. It kind of did. Stoutland is ready to roll. What will come in, or will Absol stay out? A Sucker Punch from Absol will still hurt a lot. I don't think it will KO because Stoutland does have some nice natural bulk. And Benji calling out Noob Scrub for not naming his Pokemon, even though he reminded him. I believe this is like the 4th time in a row or something like that. So we're looking at a situation, which furry canine-like Pokemon will be the one to overcome the other? Especially if Stoutland has a Life Orb, that would be really good for it, because Return will, I think it will 2-hit KO pretty much anything on this team. The Return's actually got a 1-hit KO Mega Absol, and we do have confirmation of that Life Orb. So it is a 6-5 score right now with Stoutland in the sand, a beast in the sand. And Frostlass is going to come out. Are these arms the Frostlass? Frostlass usually equipped with a Focus Sash. And Frostlass does have that Destiny Bond shenanigans that it can pull. Crunch is going to do big damage, but that Focus Sash is going to let Frostlass hang on and disable the Crunch. Destiny Bond means that Stoutland... hypothetically, Stoutland wouldn't have been able to take down Frostlass next turn with an attack due to Destiny Bond, but that Sand from Hippowdon is going to cause Frostlass to faint. This is a 6-4 score right now. Stoutland at 81%, which is relatively decent. Does have some nice natural bulk. Stronk the Torterra is going to come out, though. Not sure if Stoutland will be able to break through this Pokemon unless it has Ice Fang, but I'm not sure if Stoutland gets Ice Fang. I don't think it does. Maybe it does. Even then, Torterra is a pretty strong Pokemon, and Roland has run Yache Berry in the past before. I think Celesteela could be a switch-in. Oh, it does have Ice Fang, but Stronk does survive Earthquaking Stoutland and taking it down. The Sandstorm damage is not going to take down Torterra due to the fact that Torterra is a ground type. And the score is now 5-4, but Torterra is hanging on by a thread. Yeah, Torterra's bulk is really nice, even with Ice Fang, which is quad effective, and the fact that Stoutland had attacked investment and Life Orb still couldn't take down Torterra. That's how naturally bulky it is. Venusaur is going to be the next one to come out. The big question is, what item is Torterra holding? If it's holding a Choice Band, it could do big damage to Venusaur, but this Venusaur could be defensively invested, and we all know that Venusaur's bulk is pretty high. Still does a decent chunk, and Hidden Power is going to take down Stronk the Torterra. Venusaur is at around half of its HP, and the Sandstorm is gone. Then comes Sparky the Luxray. Interesting, I was expecting Staraptor to come out, actually. And a Fire Fang is going to do 20%. Fire Fang does not do a lot to Venusaur due to the fact that Venusaur has thick fat. Sparky is now seated, and that Fire Fang does not connect. Fire Fang still doing pretty minimal damage. With that Leech Seed combined with Giga Drain, Mega Venusaur is sitting really comfortably at more HP than it had at the start of the turn. What the hell is this? The Victini is going to come out, and that Giga Drain is going to deal kind of chip damage to Victini. And in comes Chandelure. Chandelure is going to take that V-Create with the Flash Fire, and now Chandelure is ready to fire off its own strong fire moves. Luxray is going to come in and take that Flamethrower. It does pretty big damage, enough to take it down, and Buff Mega Absol, the Staraptor, is the next one to come out to face Chandelure. Chandelure does outspeed though, and uses Flamethrower to take it down. That could be a Scarf Chandelure. What the hell is this? The Victini comes right back in. And in comes Quagsire to take that Fusion Bolt. It does not affect Victini. Quagsire is going to protect to scout out the move. It's another Fusion Bolt. It does look like this Victini is choiced. Due to the fact that it's choiced, Quagsire will easily be able to take it down. Looks like Quagsire is going for Toxic. And an Earthquake is going to bring down Victini to kill percent with Toxic. Unfortunately, Victini can't do much but go for the Bolt Strike. The Fusion Bolt. And Quagsire is going to protect. Toxic's going to take down Victini. And that is the game. It is a 5-0 victory for Noob Scrub's team, which is Patch 3.0 Ivysaurs, over Sir Roland's team, which is Waterfront Woods. And yeah, it looks like Stoutland being brought out by that reflected whirlwind was actually really good for Noob Scrub. It was brought in safely and able to go to town because Sandstorm was up, and combined with Chandelure's Flash Fire and the fact that Victini was choiced, Noob Scrub had a lot of switch-ins for the Pokemon that Roland brought. So tune in for some more Week 8 matches. Good match from both players. And this is Noel from Sun and Friendly. I'll see you then.